Hey, you. Yeah, you. How do you measure a year? I'm not talking about how someone personally measures accomplishments, but like in history. How have people in history measured their years? Well, they measured them with accomplishments as well, but we'll get into that later. First, we have to take a look at how people originally measured years. Before Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, there were only 10 months before them. Crazy, right? Well, the months before them were actually in order. No December being the 10th month and being the 12th here. The Romans knew how to do their calendars. The first calendar we have on record was made by the original king of Rome, Romulus. Romulus took power in 753 BC, coincidentally the same year the calendar was made. Shocker, right? Well, King Romulus actually divided the original year into 10 months. Each month was divided into either 31 or 30 days. The ancient Romans also knew that days were 24 hours, a concept they stole from the ancient Egyptians. Lots of things they stole from them, but that's not the point of the video. Anyway, when Julius Caesar eventually took power and did all the things that he did, one of the great things he did was to make new months to complicate things. The months he added were July and August, named after himself, egomaniac, and his adopted son, Augustus. Years before them were actually 355 days instead of 365. Way to complicate things, guys. Boo! You stink! Before those years were actually made, people used to base years off the reigns of kings and sometimes even growing seasons. Crazy, right? Well, I guess you just had to be there. Then it would have made sense. But anyway, that's the background of people measured their years and how they were based. What about how people accomplished things in these years? One of the most notorious stretches of time was Alexander the Great's rule. No, not that Alexander. That Alexander. The actually great one. No offense. Anyway, Alexander the Great managed to become the king of Greece before it was known as Greece. Surprisingly, Greece only became known to be known as Greece in the year 1821. Before then, it was known as Macedonia. Alexander the Great began his campaigns in 334 BCE, only ending them in 323 BCE when he died. He did a lot of great things in that time. Eh? Eh? See what I did there? In other cultures, though, people measured years slightly differently. Try China, for example, ancient China specifically. They measured their years by using the reigns of monarchs, such as an emperor, in a special kind of calendar known as the sexagenary cycle. This calendar is special, as it used a system of branches and notches in those branches to connect it to the main branch. This is also where we got the concept of yin and yang. Pretty dang sweet, huh? Well, believe it or not, and you better best believe it, China held nothing over from ancient China in terms of year measuring. China also had a lunar solar calendar. This was actually the main calendar, and it included 12 months aligned with the seasons before it was cool. The lunar solar calendar measured the sun and moon's positioning in the sky. They also used this calendar and astronomical observations to determine how many days there were in these years. Figuring out the years were 365.25 days, way before ancient Rome. Wow, you guys really were ahead of the curve, huh? Anyway, one of the most notorious epochs in ancient Chinese history was the Zhou dynasty. This dynasty lasted from 1046 BCE to 256 BCE. All that time being ruled by one family would make you go insane, huh? Just like how I am making this. Well, during this time, China saw a rise in iron production, more agriculture, and even started the concept of the Mandate of Heaven. A lot of things wrong with that one. Anyway, lords of this time argued that since they were closer to their gods, they controlled how long they were in power for. This is considered the feudal period of China. That's how some cultures actually measured their years still, too. Some of their accomplishments are still used today, like how our months are named July and August. I really still do think they're egomaniacs, and our years are measured with 365 days. Thanks, China. And the accomplishments of our ancients are pretty great, as they're still used today. Thank you.